Good afternoon, Stampin' friends. Welcome to my Stampin' Piece studio. I'm Mary Knabe, coming to you live from Westerville, Ohio on Thursday, June 20th. It's the first official day of summer, and boy, does it feel like it here in Ohio. Just like much of the U.S., we are experiencing extremely high temperatures with extremely high humidity. So reminder for everybody, drink your water, drink lots of water, drink more water than you usually drink to stay safe in this heat. And please watch out for children, seniors, pets, those who are more vulnerable or maybe don't have air conditioning to go to, that sort of thing. Those people will certainly appreciate you watching out for them. Okay, today, before we get to today's two cards that I'm going to be making with you using a new card layout that I learned at the Ladies' Day Out with the Fab Four about 10 days ago. And but before then, I want to tell you that I've announced my newest class to go that uses the cutest onesie bundle. With that, you'll make 4 different cards, or 8 cards, to each of 4 different designs. Okay, 8 cards to each 4 different designs using the cutest onesie bundle. So it's baby cards that are great for expectant parents, new parents, baby showers, welcome new baby, and even baby's first birthday. So lots of fun, a fun color scheme. And here's just one of the cute cards that you'll be making. So please check that out at stampinpiece.com. If you are on my email newsletter list, you would have gotten a notice about that by email, but all the information is on stampinpiece.com. There's a couple of different options for you. One option includes the cutest onesie stamp set and dies. The other does not. So if you already own it, or if you're a hobby demonstrator and purchase the products for yourself, you can choose option 2. And then the last option is always the PDF tutorial only, and you can shop that right in my PDF store. So stampinpiece.com is the place you can get all the information about that. Today I am going to show you this card that was designed and presented by Jean Hoffman at our Ladies' Day Out Fab 4 in Waverly, New York a couple weekends ago. If you live in the area of Waverly, New York, and you don't have a demonstrator, look up Jean Hoffman. She's the one that created this card for us. And isn't this cute? She used a baby sentiment, babies are a blessing, and then we put the word fur above it. Fur babies are a blessing. I thought that was pretty clever. So let's get started so I can show you how you can use up many of your DSP scraps to make this cute card. I should have clarified that a little bit. We're not making this exact card, we're using the layout. I don't have the stamp set, which I believe is a stamp from an online exclusive kit. So you might want to check that out. A little too much here. Okay. So the stamp sets I'm going to be using today are Fluffiest Friends. This can be found as an online exclusive product. It is not in a catalog. Okay, it has the stamp set with all the fun animals and some extras. And then it's got a great die set to go with it. And of course, this month through the end of the month, all of our stamp and die bundles are an extra 10% off. And then since that Fluffiest Friends stamp set does not have a sentiment, I'm using the Happy Birthday from Pocket Thoughts, which is also lots of fun. It's got these stamps, and then the dies included are actually to make pockets for, like, if you wanted to make a pocket card with a little pull out, or pockets for gift cards, that sort of thing. So let me get all this together here. Before I start, you know what, we're gonna stamp first. We're gonna stamp first. And I'm making 2 cards for you today. Each is a little bit different, and I am going to stamp and color my animals first. So I'll do that for both cards. Okay, the bear is on one card and the bunny is on another. And then I'll also be able to die cut once. Again, just trying to be respectful of everybody's time. So for the bear, let me pull these out. I've got lots of Stampin' Blends right over here. And I want to look at my sample too. Okay, so for the bear, the first thing I'm going to color is, whoops, that's not a good tip, the honey pot. And that honey is overflowing. If you make cards for kids at all, or anybody that loves animals, this is perfect for them. Could also be used for baby cards. And then I'm going to color the honey pot. This is, so I use Daffodil Delight for the honey, and the pot I'm using Summer Splash. Summer Splash is my second favorite new in color. Can you guess what the first one is? You might have heard me say it before. And I'll fill in with the light shade of Summer Splash. I like to start with the dark shade and then fill in with the lighter. It doesn't really matter. You do whatever you're more comfortable with. And then if I still want a little more contrast between the tones, I just go back in a little bit more with that darker shade. Okay, then I'm going to color the snout and the pads of the bear's feet. So for this, for the snout, I'm using, what am I using? Crumb Cake Light. Crumb Cake Light. And then the rest of the foot here, the bottom of the foot, I'm going to use Crumb Cake Dark. And then I'm going to color with Pecan Pie. I'm just going to go around the outline with the darkest shade. And because it's furry, you can just do some brush strokes like this going around. It's not like a perfect coloring that you have to do. So for the dark, I'm just following along with the detail that's already there in the stamped image. That makes it super easy. Gonna go under the honey pot because there'll be a little bit of shadow and under his head. And then I'm going to fill in with the light shade. And a tip, don't forget this little paw on the outside, other opposite side of the honey pot. When I was putting my first card together, I noticed that I completely missed that. I often use the bigger end, the paintbrush end, I call it, to fill in larger areas. But notice I'm kind of coloring with the side of it, not the point of it. And I'm really just using brush strokes more than like a coloring stroke. Does that make sense? Like paintbrush stroke is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And I like that I've got some varying tones of the pecan pie for the fur. Just gonna add a little bit more. And I think I like that. Okay, so let's do the bunny. Now, for the bunny, I want a white bunny, but to make it a little softer, since I stamped it in the Memento Black ink, to make it a little softer, I'm just going to go around the outside edge with the light shade of Smoky Slate. And I feel like that kind of softens it up a little bit. And I even go in and do the pads of the feet this way. Certainly you can color it any color you like. Could be a gray bunny, soft brown. I'm going to do this part too. Notice it's holding a little cupcake. So as many of you know, Riley's first birthday was on Tuesday. They're celebrating Saturday with a party for the families and close friends. So I'll be at that. So I didn't see Riley on her actual birthday. It's one of those things I wanted to, but I also wanted John and Andrea to have that special time with her as well. So, but anyways, they did all kinds of fun things, went to the park, went to build a bear. I guess when babies are a year old, they can make a bear free. And oh, she was into that. And then what else did they do? They had dinner out somewhere. And then they finished their day with an ice cream cupcake with a number 1 candle on it for not sure if this is the color I want. No, that's not. For her birthday, and sang and everything. It was really cute. They sent us pictures. I'm going to use Lemon Lolly for this. I just wanted that instead of the light daffodil. I just wanted it real soft. And then I'm going to put a cherry on the top with Petunia Pop. Okay, so now that I have both of these critters stamped and colored, I'm going to die cut them. And I'm going to die cut both of them at the same time. And to make that easy, I'll use my Post-it tape to hold the dies in place. You can use a painter's tape, washi tape, sticky notes, but I have found this Post-it tape and I love it. And you can use the Post-it tape a couple of times. I usually get a few uses out of it before I toss it and then pull off another piece. But it gives the right amount of stick without, and you don't have to worry about it damaging your stamped and colored images. Sometimes washi tape that's too sticky can do that. Yes, Vesta, it will be a fun party. We're all excited. Take that right there. And this one here. Okay, so let's put together now card number 1. I am going to start with this piece, and I'm going to put it on the silicone mat just so you can see the white cardstock better rather than being against a light background. I have cut 6 1-inch squares, okay? You can use all DSP, you could use all cardstock, you can keep all the patterns the same, you can mix and match. I really like this for mixing and matching, and it's a great way to use those small scraps, right? So now I want to show you how I'm going to adhere them to my card front. And for this, I'm suggesting that you use the liquid glue, the multi-purpose glue, because you'll want to set these down, but don't push them in place too hard. We want to have a little flexibility with moving them around if we need to. So you can see I just putting a bit of the glue in the center. I'm not pressing the squares down too hard. I want to be able to move those around, slide them around if I need to for spacing reasons. Just like that. Okay, and then when you feel like you have everything in place just the way you want it, then go ahead and press them down. Okay. Now, before I put this little guy on, I want this little guy right here, okay? However, I'm not sure I like it on the white background, so I'm going to use the Petunia Pop, and I need a little bit of scrap here. Okay, I can use the back of this. And I just want it light. Normally I stamp or do it onto scrap paper and then slide on, but I don't really want to slide on to the end. So that's why I started in the middle, okay? So now you can see that this bunny is really going to stand out. It's going to pop, okay? Stand out a lot better. And before I put that on, I am going to stamp my sentiment. And this seems quite juicy. So let me see if I can move some of that ink around so it's not quite as juicy. I'll test it out here. Okay, that's better. And I'm just going to stamp happy birthday in this blank white space at the bottom. And now I want to pop this guy up. And I'm going to do that with something fun. Has anybody ever used wobbles? I should show you this. They just come in a package like this, 48 in a package. I bought them on Amazon. These are so fun. If you make cards for kids or grandkids or school kids, preschoolers, whatever, this is so fun. So it's just a little plastic spring, okay? And there's adhesive on both sides. So I'm going to put the one side down on the back of the bunny. Just like that. And then I'm going to pull off the adhesive on the opposite side. Did I get it all? Oh, I think some of the adhesive actually came off with that. I've never had that happen with these. So if that happens, you know what we can do. And where are my glue? If that happens, which again, I've never ever had that happen in all the times I've been using these. But not a problem. We always have a solution, right? Just put a mini glue dot there. And that will take care of that. I'm going to position it in place and then just press right down. Okay. And now look. There we go. Isn't that cute? Kids, I don't know why kids think this is the coolest thing. Well, I guess I do too, don't I? If I'm using them. Okay, I'll admit it, but it's just super cute. All right, let's add some of the glimmer gems. These are the in color glimmer gems, so I'm using ones that are Petunia Pop. I'll put one here and here and here. Okay, so now I'm ready to put all this, put my card together. Close that up and get that out of the way. So if you like this layout, demonstrator Jean Hoffman from Waverly, New York, look her up if you're in that area and you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Jean Hoffman. But she learned this from Karen Titus, and then she taught this layout to everybody that was at the Ladies' Day Out with the Fab Four that I was a part of a couple weekends ago. And now I'm showing it to you. Kathy's asking, will she try to pull the gems off? I guess a kid could, and we'd have to be careful. This card is actually not for Riley. It could be. Actually, it's very cute. It could be, but I have something else planned. So I'll show you that next week after I give it to her with her birthday present. So there's my finished card with the wobble. I think I let the, I want to move that. I left some of that glue dot sticking out, and it's grabbing part of the spring. Oh, there, that's better. Yeah, now it's not grabbing the spring. So super fun, super fun. Okay, let's make one more. This time I'm using Summer Splash as the main color. We've already got our bear colored. And make sure I got everything out of there. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is lay down my squares, kind of just play with them, get them wherever you like. So the squares are going on a piece of white that measures, I better double check this, 3 1/4 by, let me double check, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 is the white layer. And of course, when I put this on my blog, I will have all of the dimensions there for you as well. I'd say that looks pretty good. Now, I should have told you this on the first card. You may want to stamp in the bottom before you adhere your squares, just in case you make a mistake. I am going to be stamping some flowers and bees instead of a sentiment there. So there's my flowers. And then I'll do my bumblebees. Let me move this out of the way. And my bear is going to go right there. And again, I'm going to use one of my, where are they? One of my wobbles. I just have the bag of it. I don't know what I did with it, but that's okay. Oh, here it is. I was gonna say, I have another bag. These are too fun not to have a bunch on hand. And this time I'll be more careful when I'm pulling the adhesive off the back. And to be honest, I don't know which side is supposed to go down and then which side goes up on the thing you're wobbling. Oh, that's better. Okay. And it seems to work either way. I'm thinking you might get better wobble if the smaller part of the spring is down. You see what I mean? A smaller part of the spring. See how it's narrower there? So we're going to try that. Like I said, I've done it both ways. I don't think it really matters a whole lot. And I've already pulled off the adhesive backing on the other side. So I'm just going to look over the top and position my bear where I think I want it and just push down. And then it picks up that adhesive. So let's glue our squares into place. Again, if you're stamping something down here, you might want to do it before you add your squares and whatever you're putting at the top here. Just in case you make a mistake, then you can flip it over and you're not frustrated. Sandy, you can put the bear any place you want. You also could have turned it if you wanted a horizontal or landscape position card. Yeah, you can mix and match, do whatever you like. Noticed on the first card, I did a sentiment in this bottom corner. And this time I'm doing more stamping and coloring there. And depending on what stamp set you choose or what sentiment you're using. You know, feel free. You should never, ever, whether it be with me or somebody else, never feel you have to make your card exactly like somebody else's, especially if you have an idea of your own. It's okay for you to branch out and do what appeals to you if it's a little bit different. And the funny thing is, when people try that and show me, I'm like, oh, I love the change you made to that, or I like the different way you use that, whatever. So it's fun for me too. Okay, so we need to color our flowers and bees. This is Daffodil Delight Dark. And I'm going to color the leaves with Summer Splash. Some people see this color as a blue, others see it as a green. So I take the liberty of using it either way. In this case, I'm using it as a green. I'm coloring with Pretty in Pink Dark Stampin' Blends for the flowers. And I want those wings of the bee to stand out a little bit. So I'm just going to use Lemon Lolly Light. So you can see them better, but they still have kind of a transparent, lighter look to them. And gosh, I used a lot of blends today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's put our card together. So the white measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. The layer underneath measures 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. And I don't think I told you, but, and I just followed Jean's example, but she had a card base 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 down the middle. So just a fun change, and you still get 2 out of 1 piece of cardstock, and it still turns out the same finished size. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, as opposed to cutting and scoring the opposite direction. Okay. Now at first I didn't think this card needed any embellishing because I have this. Oh wait, I want to put the sentiment inside. So I'm going to do Happy Birthday again. I need to clean off that stamp. I've got my chamois over here. Okay, so bring it a little closer so I can hopefully stamp it straight. Okay, so there's Happy Birthday inside. So I changed it up a little bit. Now, what do you think? Do I need some bling on here? You tell me, because my sample I made, I thought, I don't know if I want bling on this card. But if you think it needs bling, we'll go with that. Vesta says no. Okay, we'll let it go, because I didn't want it to take away from the flowers and the bees down here. They're sweet and delicate, and I just didn't want any bling to overpower these. All right, so let's bring in the other card. I will show you. So this card, the bear card, is the same. my sample's the same. Oh, no, it's not. The border I did a little differently. On this one, the border is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so the pecan pie layer is 5 by 3 3/4. Same thing on this sample. I made my Daffodil Delight layer 5 by 3 3/4. And the other thing I did differently from what I made with you is I used dimensionals, first of all, for the bunny. And then here I've got this popped up on a punched circle. But I have a confession. There is a reason it's on the punch circle, because I stamped happy birthday onto the corner of the rectangle, and as soon as I stamped it, I thought, oh, that's not the right color. I had pulled out Berry Burst instead of Petunia Pop, and I just couldn't let that go, but I didn't want to get rid of, you know, what I had already done. So a lesson in stamp first and then add your squares. But I was able to fix it by stamping in the correct color, Petunia Pop, on basic white cardstock, and then I punched it with the 1.5 inch circle punch. And all is good. And nobody would know the difference, right? That's one thing I love about this craft. We can make a mistake, and a lot of times we are able to do something that fixes that mistake, and nobody ever knows, right? Okay. If you would like to have your name put into the drawing to receive one of these cards, I'll give both of them away. Please type in the comments now. Let's do Fluffiest Friends. Fluffiest Friends. So it's one of those stamp and die bundles. It is on sale this month through the end of June. And yeah. It's really, really cute. Oh, it's an online exclusive. It's not in a catalog. It's an online exclusive. Okay. And the happy birthday came from Pocket Thoughts die set. And it has the bundle. Pocket Thoughts stamp and die bundle. But the dies make little pockets. So those would be fun to make pocket cards with, or if you're making gift card holders, that sort of thing. Okay, so it is Thursday, almost the end of the week. It feels like a really long week, but I've been really productive too. But yeah, it just feels like a really long week. But anyways, I will be celebrating with Riley for her first birthday on Saturday. Our Knabe family will be there. John's side, the Schmidt family will be there, some friends, my sister's family is going, so it's going to be a really good time. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see her reaction to all this. And she loves people. She loves people. She loves other kids. Her cousins will be there, and a few little friends as well. And it's really fun to see her interacting with all the different people. So looking forward to that. I hope you have a great, great weekend. Again, please stay safe in this heat and watch out for each other. Bye-bye.